Dim dim dim. There I am, back again. Not at Krispy Kremes, but streaming once more. Of course, my day, as always, was quite enjoyable. Not too much going on, as per usual, in these times. I kind of worked on some stuff for future projects, and also just some stuff for my stream, some stuff I wanted to try in 3D, like in Blender. And yeah, so it was kind of productive, I would say. Hope everybody else's everybody else's day was also enjoyable and at least good so far. Hopefully the rest of the day is also nice. And of course, as always, we're gonna go straight into the quick sketch. So, which means we'll make a new folder. You can't see what I'm doing, of course. I'll just make the folder beforehand, and then we can more easily just save it in there. Today's quick sketch day 16. Just today I realized that we're one behind, like my daily sketch is one behind the beginning of February. Oh no, wait. Oh no, actually no. We started the daily quick sketches right when February started. That's pretty cool. Nice. Okay. I have my quick sketch day 16 folder set up. Let me open Blender and then we can go right into it. Of course, what we need before we can start is our random number generator to see which item we're gonna use this time. Maybe it's not as complicated as the other one from yesterday. The one from yesterday was kind of like lost in the whole image, but I think it added like a little bit more to it, so it wasn't too bad. If you don't focus on it, you can't really see it, but well, what do you gotta do? What can you do? Sometimes it's just, it do be like that. So, of course, let me pull up my random number generator. I also grabbed a new playlist. I don't know if this is too loud. Let me just pull it down a little bit. This is the chill playlist. I don't know how many songs are in there, but I think they should be enough for a stream. So, my random number generator is ready. Let me screen cap. Easy. Let me go in here and let me generate a number between 1 and 34. If we get a double the one we had before, we use another one and roll again. So let's go to the resources 3D scans. 23. This is 32. Okay, that's a little bit too much. 23. Oh, painting wide. Oh, that's a new one. That's good. One thing we can do is go in here and just mark this, of course, as always. Or as I showed you yesterday, just use the star. And there you go. Now it's marked as used before. Let's go into the source, export that as well. I mean, extract. And ooh, that's those are a lot of textures. What is that? Okay. Okay. Let me just pull up the OBJ, import it, and then we can start. Back to Blender. Easy. Okay. So let me import this good old wide painting. Just going into, wait, can I just pull this in there? Let's see. And just putting it, oh, doesn't work. Okay. Import OBJ. Let me go to the folder and then put in the textures and then we can start. Which one was it? The wide, painting wide. Looking for a P. P. I'm blind apparently. Playing card painting white right there. Source, and there it is. Put that in there. Oh, that's definitely a white painting. Not a white painting, but a white painting. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I think we can do stuff with this. But this is probably going to be more of a centerpiece, not just like some random detail in the piece itself. I think I want to reduce the volume a little bit of this music. Kind of loud. 15%. Nice. Okay. So, once that's done, we can go over, delete this sphere, delete this light, we don't need it. And actually, let's, no, we can keep it off. So we have our print and we have a alpha. Why would you need an alpha for this image? Okay. Well, see ya. Okay, what else? Wait, are there multiple shaders? Nope, there's just one. Okay. Next up we have the... what is that called? Backing base color. Why are there so many textures? Ah, okay. So we have a normal right here. Let's put that in there first. Let's see if this normal actually works. We select this frame. Oh, actually I need to remove this normal from there. Put it into the frame. Is this the frame or is this the... looks like the frame, but it also looks kind of weird. Backing metallic. Or backing base color. Let's just use the base color first, just to see if that actually works. There you go. Looks pretty okay. You can see these threads, which means we now grab the backing metallic. Okay, put that into the metallic shader, which makes it kind of metallic, I guess. Okay, I didn't know that threads are metallic. Maybe that's, I don't know. Normal. Use this, use the vector and then normal map. Put the UV map in there, color into color, and normal into normal. Okay, do you see some changes? I don't. What happens if I remove this? Small changes, but not really that visible. But we'll just leave it in. We have a few more. We can make those smaller, just so we have more room. Put those over here. Next up we have the roughness. Put that into the roughness, of course. There you go. Make this smaller as well. And we have a few more. Frame base color. Oh, hold on. I think this is supposed to be for the painting. And the frame. Okay, now I get it. Let's remove this again. Put that in there. Now that looks better. Okay. Okay. Is there like a third object? Or is that just the back piece? Like, if you move this? Okay, so there's actually a plane behind that. Okay, now I get it. So we put the backing back in here. There are so many textures. Put that in there. Base color. Now you can see the threads. How they are supposed to be set up. Make it smaller. Then we use the metallic. Right there. Okay, doke. Then the normal. As we said before, normal map. Use the UV map. Color into color. Normal into normal. And there you go. That looks way better. Now you can actually see that it's like bumpy. How it's supposed to be. This is flat and then as you can see. Ooh, some bumpiness. Okay. Next up we have the roughness, of course. Threads are pretty rough, so the color is pretty white, as you can see. One more, I think. Do we have more? Nope, we have the frame. Okay, so let's get back to the frame. We select the base color. Oh, the base color is already applied, so we need the metallic. Frame metallic into metallic. There you go. Okay. Don't know if that actually changes anything. Never mind. Let's just put it in there. And what is this? Frame roughness. Okay. Put this into the roughness. And there you go. Now we have a nice and shiny frame and some roughness on the sides. Looks pretty good. The inside, I guess there are no... The only inside we have is this image, so this thing right there. So we could make our own bump map, but if we do that, we're going to do that in the 30 minutes. So I think everything is applied that we have. We have a internal ground AO texture. I don't really know how you use that, but I never have felt the need to use it, so who cares? And I think we're ready. Yep. Okay, so that means let's go in here and set up my 30 minutes, not seconds. That would be kind of short. And let me save that in the beginning, so we have this at least. Let me check. Okay, quick sketches, of course. Day 16. Okay, save that, and there you go. Of course, today we already have something new planned, something very exciting, something very interesting. I'm gonna tell you about it when we're done with this, or while this is rendering. So, I think everything's ready. I can pull up my timer, and 30 minutes. Everything's ready. Let me just pull this geometry into the geometry folder, and there you go. Okay, I think I am ready. So, let's go in here and set... Oh, hello, Mr. Viscus. Welcome back. You should... Let's see. So, I implemented a new chat, so the chat should actually be visible, but apparently not. I'm fine. My day was pretty calm, nothing special. Hope your day was fine as well. Maybe you've learned something new. Maybe you just enjoyed your day. Let me just see if I can fix the chat real quick, because I want to show you on stream. It's in here. Okay, let's see. I guess I have to play around with this some more. So what I had before, I had like a good chat box, but the problem was that you can only see the Twitch chat and not the YouTube chat, which is kind of annoying because I want to see or like show both. I guess that doesn't really work. Oh, you managed to connect your bones and character. Nice. So did you figure out what your problem was, or did you just have to like look more into it and then at some point you just were able to do it? Okay, just quickly seeing if I can fix this. Oh, there it is. Update. Aha. Now it should work. Does it? Nope. Not yet. Maybe if I... Let's see. What if I restart this? 1 out of 2. That's kind of annoying. I don't know what it... okay, well, I think I have to look more into this, so let's fix that later. I don't want to waste too much time. So I have to put this back. The other one, okay. Yeah, that's usually what I do. When I go more into a new section of Blender, for example, bones or armature in general, or any topic, I usually watch a tutorial first of someone doing it and showing it, and then I try to make my own project that's similar to that and try to implement all the stuff I learned. Okay. I also just recently created my first armature, which was kind of annoying because it's kind of tedious sometimes, but also very helpful and insightful. Okay, so I think I'm ready. So let me pull up my timer and we can do the 30-minute quick sketch in 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay, so first of all, as I said before, I'm gonna do a... Actually, oh, I have an idea. So first of all, what I'm gonna do is go in here and let's remove this frame for now. Also this back panel. We only need the front. Now I want to duplicate this, put this more to the front, and go in here and do some cuts. First of all, I'm gonna go in here, just cut some shapes out. I don't know if that's gonna look good or not, but I'm just gonna try it. For example, like this. Also in here, just a few. I want to see, like I want to make a 3D painting basically. Maybe you've seen that before. That's what I'm trying to recreate. Let's see if that works. So first cutting out some parts that are going to be one layer above the first one. Just, for example, taking these, I guess, clouds. And then let's try it first with only these clouds and then we'll go deeper into it. Okay, there you go. It is 19... Oh, hold on. Okay, it's 19:56, so 7 p.m. I guess, or almost 8 p.m. I usually start my stream this late just because it's very convenient for me, and also the best time because that's basically the time zone where almost everyone is awake, and I think that's just a better time then to stream than just for example, I mean I couldn't even stream earlier, so this is like the only time I could stream, so yep. Okay, let's see if that looks good in rendered view. Point, let's just put in a point light so we can get some shadows in there. So yeah, I stream 2 a.m. Okay, that's pretty early. I mean, if you wanna like you can either, if that's like the live time is too late for you, you can always just go either on my YouTube channel or on Twitch and watch the rebroadcast, or the, what is it, the yeah, I think, what was it called, the VOD, video on demand, of course. So if that's too late for you, you can always do that. Or of course, if you want to ask questions, I mean, you can always put those into the VOD as well on YouTube. If that's too late for you. Yeah, 2057, similar to my time zone. So yeah, it's just the best time for me to stream, because it's right after we were done eating dinner, or lunch, I guess, or no, dinner. So right after that, I can just pull up my stream and then start streaming up until I go to bed. So it's basically the only time I really have time for streaming in general. Okay, so if we put this in there, put it maybe to simple, and then say, okay, I don't know, that's gonna look good. I think I'm gonna do something different. But of course, welcome someone's bread. Hope your day was great as well. Hope you aren't like too sleepy because it's 2 a.m. already. Right now what I'm doing is my daily 30-minute quick sketch. That's the beginning of every stream, just pulling up a randomly picked 3D scanned asset and then working with this to create an image, like a quick sketch in 30 minutes. That's why you have this timer above me, somewhere like right there. We have 25 minutes left. Okay, so what I'm gonna do first is go in here and make a bump map, so this looks more like a painting rather than just a plane, which means we grab this and we use a color ramp to give us this black and white image. And then we can radicalize the black and whites, or just make them more, give them more contrast, so we have lighter parts and dark parts like that, for example. And what that does is we can use this, and using a bump node connecting the color into the height, we can then put the normal not socket, plug rather, into the normal socket in there, and plug in the shader. You can see it gets some nice bumps as well. We can then, for example, go in here and say the strength should be lower, maybe, I guess, 0.5, like that. I think that looks pretty okay. We can then play around with this some more to see if the changes affect the image in a positive way. Maybe. I think we can keep it like that. There are not that many changes in there, so we can maybe dial it back a little bit. Okay, I think that looks better. Well, so I do play video games, but I've dialed it back a little bit. So usually I was just playing games on... So my usual routine before streaming was working on my 3D projects for like 2 or 3 hours, and then rest of the day I usually have like 5 hours of free time, so I would spend my time 3 hours or so on 3D stuff, and then the rest would be like playing games. But now I've changed my schedule, so I don't play games on Monday to Thursday, but then on Friday, where I don't stream, I play games, and Friday is basically my chill day, and then Saturday and Sunday are the days where I cut my videos, basically. What video games are you into? I usually play more stuff like... So one of the main games for me is Destiny 2. Otherwise, I would just play whatever my mates would be interested in, or I would be interested in. Stuff like Borderlands or all sorts of stuff. I have no real preference as long as I can play with my mates. Okay. So what I'm gonna do with this is, first of all, let's see. What we could do is, first of all, rotate this on the y-axis. Nope, on the x-axis. Like that. And then we use... I've never used this modifier before, which is the... I don't even remember which modifier it was. There's this curve modifier that lets you like put this image on a curve. Oh, hold on, I have an idea. Okay, so what we're gonna do is let me put this back, and then we're gonna rotate it by 90 degrees, like that. Then we're gonna put in a texture. Yeah, so there are two. There's one where you can use a curve to bend it in a certain shape, and there's, I think, another one where you can just bend it to a round shape in itself without having to use a curve. Yeah, dude. You don't even want to know how much time how much time I've spent in Minecraft. I think like I don't know now, like 9 years ago or so, when Minecraft just recently came out. My dad bought it for me, and then I played it for like hours every day. I think that's still one of my most played games, even to this day, just because of how much I've played it back in the day. Okay. Just making this longer to fit the whole piece. Okay. Now, oh, there's a little bit more left. Kind of wasting time, but that's okay. So what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna give it some more subdivision. We use simple. And then use maybe like 3, maybe even 4 or 5. Let's keep it at 3 first. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put in a cut right there. Actually, we don't even need to. What we need is a cut right there. So I have to remember a certain task or a certain constraint, I think. If I can remember it, then I can... Okay, I think I know how it works. So what we're gonna do in here is select these vertices, use a new vertex group. Okay, let's just call it shrink. And assign those. We use these vertices, make a new one. Call that pin. Assign those. We have 19 minutes left. Okay, it could be quite close, but we'll see. So what we're gonna do first is go in here. Let's see if the constraint works first. We then use a, let's see, just a, I guess, plane. Pull that somewhere else, maybe over here. And then we can go in here and say constraint, copy scale. We can then use this as our target. So now if we should scale that, okay, so we have to apply the rotation. Now if we scale it, it scales the same way, but I think you can also apply a vertex group right there. In there should be a vertex group, but there's not. We have 2 right there, shrink and pin. Let's see if they have any. Okay. Nope, I'm from Germany. That's why it's so late in here. I think in America, some people are just waking up. And I'm right in the middle. Just as you are, I guess, because it's 1 hour later than me. Okay, so I want to use a copy scale, and there's no vertex group, but why? Copy transform, let's see if there's any. We use this, can we use the, nope, we can't. I don't know why you can't use a vertex group in here. But what we can just do is, for example, use another easy tool. For example, we use an empty plain axis. Put this right to this side. We duplicate it to the other side. Lithuania. Nice. Interesting. Yeah, so it's always interesting to hear where other people are from, because every country has their own like stories or different like upbringing stories and all that, and like just having people of multiple countries is really nice for discourse if you want to talk about a certain topic, for example. Okay, so what my idea was to use a cloth simulation. We then first of all go in here, use the shape pin group pin right there. So now if we pull up a horizontal split like that, we can then go into the timeline. And nothing should happen, because if we remove this pin, it falls down. Yeah, something like a curtain. I saw a trick before where we can use constraints to make this like down here smaller, but I don't know why these pins don't appear in the constraints, so I'll try to use a different method. So we use the pin right there, and then we can use this. Nope, we go in here and we can use a hook modifier. There we go. There it is. Use this empty and use shrink. Also, we can go in here, do the same. Book. Right there we have yeah, so I had that before. If you can't render with your GPU, you should switch to CPU. If I switch to CPU, it usually works. 50 minutes left, okay. Select the other one. I usually always render with the GPU, but if that doesn't work, then I have to switch to CPU, and then it usually works. But make sure that your tile size is, I mean, if you're just like starting out, it doesn't really matter that much. But let's see if that works. Okay. But it's not really deforming. I think we have to, let's see. So cloth in there, then the hooks, right? Or is it like this way? Oh. Okay. You can switch between, so if you go in here, you can switch between device GPU or CPU. Those are just, so you either render with your graphics card or you can render with your motherboard. Those are the two options. Okay, let me, I guess, give this some more subdivisions now, maybe 5. If we then start the simulation. Oh, that's kind of getting okay. Let me get back to solid view, not wire. Okay, that may be too much. Okay, but we're getting there. So let's put these back to maybe 4. Then start again. Oh, not backwards. Okay, nothing happens. Why not? Something screwed up. Hello? Okay, okay, today is not really my day for this. Okay, let's see how much time we have left. 30 minutes, let's improvise. So we could, for example, just delete this, rotate this on the x-axis, make this bigger, like that. We can then say, put in a cylinder. Oh, no, I have a method I wanted to try at some point, but not today. Today's not the day for experiments anymore. Cloth can stay, subdivisions can stay. Put this back to the middle, right there. Now make this bigger, and let's see what that looks like. Oh, of course we have still the pin vertices in here, so we have to remove those. And let's start. Oh, wrong way. Oh, of course we have to put this into a collision object. Now it should work. Okay. Quite stiff, so what we can do is just change the preset maybe to silk. Okay. That looks kind of interesting. Maybe not too much detail yet. Yeah, I mean, if it's too late for you, then don't worry. You should prioritize your sleep over my stream, definitely. So you should rather get some sleep rather than watching me. You don't have to apologize. Let's try something else, maybe rubber, just to see if that looks better. Okay, that's maybe if we increase the subdivision. Okay, now then that's just gonna, actually let's try it. Put that back to silk. Let's see if that works. Now it's way slower, but I think we have more geometry, so it can be more detailed. Come on. Just a little bit more. I want these corners to meet in the middle. 10 minutes left. Okay, come on. Be faster. Well, I think that should work as well. Let's just remove this now. We could use this, for example, to... Oh, okay. Oh, because I have to apply the modifier. Modifier and apply both. There you go. And then you can rotate that. Maybe... Let's make that smaller first. So what I did was just a cloth animation. You can put in simulations, not animations, but simulation by going into the physics properties. And then there's the cloth property. You can basically just apply that to any mesh. And then it treats it as if it was like, for example, a silk object or leather. And then you can just hit play and then it'll simulate how that would react to the other objects in the scene or just to the object or the settings itself. So what we're going to do is maybe scale that down. And then, let's see, we can duplicate that. This is probably going to be a little bit more abstract. Just like the one from yesterday. Okay. Maybe rotate that a little bit. Then let's see what that looks like in rendered view. We don't need the timeline anymore. Okay. Then we can go in here and use a displacement. Ooh. Make a new texture. Go in here, maybe use clouds or waves. Maybe waves or wood it's called in the displacement setting. Bands, band noise, size could be bigger. Turbulence, don't need turbulence, maybe. So, okay, that looks weird. So we're not going to use that. Or we could change the strength. Ooh. Okay, we can apply the same modifier to this one. Link modifiers, there you go. And then let's just use those. Maybe rotate them so they look more interesting. Okay. We have 8 minutes left. Okay, still plenty of time. We can just say, for example, use a solidify modifier. Make this a little bit thicker, maybe to the inside. Okay, do the same. Actually, we don't need to do the same back there because you can't see the thickness. Then we can go in here. For example, what could we add? Maybe a sphere. Make it smaller. Rotate it so it looks more in the same direction. Put it more in the middle. Okay. Now we can make it a little bit bigger, scale it on the Z-axis. Okay. Then we can go in here, give this some more subdivisions, maybe 1 or 2. We can go into the displacement, make a new texture, and maybe use clouds. Then, 6 minutes left. It's gonna have to hurry now. More like this maybe. Put the depth higher so we have more detail. Make this smooth. There you go. And okay, that's the object we're gonna use. We could maybe put this a little bit more to the center. Okay. We can go to render. This is gonna be a quick render. Oh, okay. I mean, I don't think we're gonna use the texture anymore, so we can remove all of this. What we're gonna use though is this one will be a new shader, which will have transmission. So when the time hits 0, I'm gonna go over. So when the time hits 0, I have to finish this piece, or I have to stop working on it, and then I'm gonna go over to the post-production part, into the compositor, and work some more in the lighting and add some effects. And then when that's done, I'm gonna go into Photoshop just real quick to put in a few more touch-ups because it's a little bit easier to do that in Photoshop rather than Blender, and then I'm gonna finish like all of that, and then we're gonna go over to the main project of today, which is gonna be really interesting. No spoilers yet. When I'm rendering this, then I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen today. So we use less roughness. Ooh, that looks cool. Then we can go in here. Specularity can be higher. Okay. Then we switch this. That's a new shader. We make this maybe a darkish blue or maybe even a different color. What would fit? Maybe let's choose this for now. What we can do in here is just to make it a little bit more interesting. Right now it's pretty smooth. Actually, we can keep it pretty smooth. We will work with this for now. What we're gonna put in here is, for example, change the specularity and the roughness. Right now I'm just playing around. I don't really have an idea what I'm doing, but something's gonna come out of this. What we're gonna do first is use a Voronoi texture maybe. Then we plug in a noise texture in there. Vector. Okay. Change the scale. Ooh. Change the scale as well. Just to have some interesting textures on there. Maybe even change the detail. Roughness. There you go. Looks more interesting now. We can then plug this into the base color. Plug this shader back in. Then use a color ramp. Oh, color ramp right there. Put those two, line them up. Then we can go in here, make this a little bit more drastic. We can then say, for example, use everything that's fully black. Or let's use this as a mask. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. Increase the black parts. 3 minutes left. Not much time, but should work. We use this as our mask between a mix shader. Put the mask in there into the factor. Connect this in there, and then we use a emission shader. Change the sockets. Then, oh no, never mind, we have to switch it again. I think that's better, because we then have, yeah, enjoy the rest of your day or have a good sleep. Get some rest and then, yep. Thanks for the well wishes. We then can switch the color maybe to a nice magenta. We have to switch the sockets I just saw, or do we? It looks kind of weird because it's... Let's change the color first and then we can still see if we have to change the sockets. Then we go into the emission, put this maybe to a nice 2 minutes. Oh no. Put this maybe to a 10. Okay. Maybe not too much. We could change this to a more saturated blue. This will be very, very abstract. Maybe we can keep it at 1 or maybe 2. We can then play around with this mask. Maybe change the roughness down. Ooh. Okay. We can then go to the world settings, put this to black. Also, maybe just duplicate this. Put it down here, make it smaller. Like that. Do the same again. Make it a little bit bigger. Just placing a few more. kind of looks... Okay, well, there's no time about time to think. Just finish this. 30 seconds. I have to add some lights. Okay, easy lights first. Object, okay, looks good. Roughness is good. So we can go in here, make this 1000, maybe 5k. Doesn't really affect the flower. 5 seconds, well, rest in peace. This is what we got. Okay, well, this is kind of a interesting piece. Okay, let's see what we can do with this in the compositor. Okay, so looks kind of weird, but well, that's just how it is sometimes. So okay, let's do a quick render and then we can see if we can maybe save this using the compositor. Make a first render, save this once more, go to render result, and then render. Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, so okay, oh, wait. I have to remove these from the render because we don't need them. We can actually just delete them. Okay, now it should work. Because we're like right inside of these flowers, or whatever they're supposed to be. Okay, almost done. And there we go. Switch back to the compositor. And first of all, we're going to use a denoise filter just to remove every noise that there is. Like that. No noise. And we can maybe add a few filters to make it a little bit more interesting. It looks kind of messy because of this texture. This texture really makes it... You can't even really see any form. You can just see these lines and all that. So let's see if we can save this somehow. Maybe use a glare filter first. Make it shiny. Maybe not streaks, rather glow. Fog glow, okay. Put the threshold down. 0.25 maybe. Okay. I mean, we could just spam this with some nice some nice glare filters. For example, use some streaks as well, or simple stars. Oh, put this to 1. Maybe change the medium to high. Okay, well. Okay, so next up we could just put in a good old lens distortion bit and then maybe 0.1. Not too much. Just to add something to the scene. Okay, well. I mean, I kind of like this shape, but it's not really like visible in this render, so we're gonna do some colors touch-ups in Photoshop. So what I'm gonna do now is just put this to 100%, do the final render, and then open up Photoshop. While this is rendering, I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna do today, and then we will go over to Photoshop. Render. Okay, so this will probably be pretty quick. So what we're gonna do today is I just hit 2 years of Blender experience, if you want to call that. I've used Blender now for 2 years. So what we're gonna do is look back at my first renders, look at them, and then I'm gonna choose one of those. I think I already have one of the ones I want to recreate, and I'm gonna pick one or I already have one, which we're gonna recreate with my acquired knowledge over the 2 years. So I made a small render with like a vase and a cactus on a shelf. That was like one of my earliest projects I did, which we're gonna recreate today. And we're also gonna look at some more pieces that I did over time. I looked at some of them and some of them are pretty funny. I'm gonna show you what I mean. Once that is done, we can go over to Photoshop, do few more touch-ups, and then that's done. This is gonna be the daily quick sketch of today. When we're done with the Photoshop touch-up, I'm gonna post this on Instagram and all that real quick, and then we can start the main topic of today. I have looked into a few of my old projects. It's gonna definitely be fun to look at them again, but it's also gonna be interesting how much I can improve my old piece. I kind of want to see how that'll look, because I mean you can definitely see that it's like made from a beginner, and then recreating it now will be really interesting. Okay, almost done with this mess. 4 seconds remaining. I don't know if that's correct, but we'll take it. Almost done. Then post-processing, and let me open up Photoshop already, and then we can start. Yeah, so 2 years of Blender experience will definitely give you some knowledge. You know, in the beginning, it's with every hobby or anything you start that you want to do for a long time. At some point, like in the beginning, you think, dude, you look at all these people that have already like multiple years of experience, and you just think to yourself, dude, I will never be this good, or it'll take so long to get there. But at some point you just hit this, you just don't even think about it anymore. You just work on your projects, and then at some point you just think back and think to yourself, dude, already 2 years. Like, it's already 2 years back that I started using Blender, which is kind of crazy. Okay, render is done. Let me save this real quick, and then we switch over to Photoshop. Put that in a PNG. Oh, PNG. Save that, and there you go. Just save it just to be sure, and close it. Okay, so let me switch to Photoshop. Whoop. There you go. There's no chat box, but that shouldn't be a big problem because we're not going to spend too much time in here. Let me pull up my quick sketch. 16, there you go. 16, put it in there. And let's see if we can apply some filters to make it a little bit more, I don't know, interesting and like maybe even readable. So first of all, let's apply a lighting filter or adjustment layer. Maybe make it a little bit more, put some more contrast in there. Make the colors pop some more. Also put some dynamic settings on there. Maybe give it some more saturation or dynamic. Or, yeah, dynamic, I guess. Saturation will probably be too much, or doesn't really change anything, so we can actually put it to like 78. And then one of the ones I use most of the time is the color lookup, which is basically just like an Instagram filter. We have multiple. Let's just go through all of them and then pick the best looking one. Okay. Some of them really transform the image, so maybe we can find one that's like make this look way better than it did before. Okay. this one's kind of interesting. Okay. Let's see, I think either this one looks kind of cool, late sunset. Maybe something that just increases the saturation. This one, this one is kind of, let's see if we can use this. If we change the mix mode, we can change the look a little bit more. Let's try the other one, late sunset. Maybe this one will look better. Let's see if the mix modes are more generous in here. Oh, this one looks kind of cool. Oh, darker color. This one also looks kind of interesting. So I think the one I'm going to use is this one. Then change the opacity just to make it a little bit lighter. Not too crazy. And then let's see the difference. Okay. Let's remove all of those. Just super bland. And then with all the changes, looks just a little bit better. Of course, we can't really save the whole image because the layout or just the image itself isn't really that great, but oh well. We can then just save that real quick and then day 16 PSD, save that. Oh, actually, oh no, never mind. Okay, so that's the final image. Let me switch back to Blender. And let me export this real quick and then I can post it and then we can go over to the main topic. Day 16. Is it 16? Yep, it is. Okay. Done. And save it one more time. And there you go. Let me just quickly put it on my phone and then we can pull up Blender again. And before we start, I'll put it on my phone and then upload it and then we can start. I was thinking about making a small animation or something just to pass the time until I'm done like uploading this, like the images or the quick sketches. Maybe I'll think about it. I mean, yeah, I could just like use like this one, so make sure to check when it's hitting the corner. But okay, this one, put that on my phone. Okay, just post it real quick and then we can start. So we can decide now what the name should be. Oh, hello. So what would we call this beautiful piece? Let's see. I would say okay, I have an idea. Let's put that in there and then call it, of course, daily quick sketch day 16. Name called, let's call it, okay, I don't even know. Okay, I don't even know. Perfect. Okay, daily quick sketch day 16 called I don't even know. Give it some easy hashtags, and then we're done. Okay, post it and be done with it. I don't want to see it anymore. Come on. There you go. Okay, well. Okay. So, of course, I'll post it to Twitter and Facebook as well. Shouldn't take too long, because on Twitter and Facebook you don't need the hashtags. Let me do that real quick, and then we can go over to the, what do you call it? The recap of my 2 years of Blender, I guess. Make a new tweet. Put the image in there. Okay. Daily. Quick sketch. Day 16. I don't even know. Okay, let's put that out there. And then also on Facebook, and then we're done. I thought about making like these 1 or 2, like 1 minute quick explanations to how I so posting like videos on TikTok, just showing you how I make these daily quick sketches. Maybe I'll do that. I haven't had time for that today, but I'll look into that later. Let's post that on Facebook. Daily quick sketch, day 16. I don't even know. Put in some hashtags. I don't know if hashtags work on Facebook, but better to have them than not. And there we go. Post. Would probably take a few seconds until it's done. And there we go. Okay. So, on to the next part, which is gonna be the good old Blender recap. Let me go all the way back to my projects. There you go. Okay. So let me switch back to the screen cap. Open my window. There you go. And okay. So just making sure that it fits the screen. Okay. So of course there's gonna be a video as well, which is probably gonna be uploaded next week. We'll go through a few of these, maybe the first few folders. There should be some. There are a few in here, and then here and here, and here and here. There's just one, so I guess we go up to number 6, and then we'll pick the one we'll choose the one I picked for the stream, and we're gonna recreate it. So, not to waste any more time, I think we're ready. Okay, recording is starting, and there we go. So, today we're gonna do something really interesting. I'm really excited to do it. We're gonna look into my old Blender project from 2 years ago. My folder is already open, and I'm excited what I'm gonna find in there. I have looked into some of those already, but I don't know what all of those will look like. So they're all in German, because I'm German, and I call them German words. But I think the earliest one, let's see, the earliest one is from the, hold on. If you go, for example, into this one, you can see the first one is from, nope, this isn't even the first one. Oh, there we have. We have one from the 31st of January. Let's see if we can, I think there was one for the 30th. So the earliest one would probably be, oh, there it is, the 30th. Let's look into that first. One of the first Blender projects I ever made. Let's see. Okay, so those were my first tries at using Blender. I think I followed a tutorial with this one, and just to try and learn the tools and all that. For example, like, oh, this is even an old. Is it an old version as well? I don't even know. Okay, so never mind. As you can see, I just played around with the program, learned using the tools, and just learning the technique or the workflow of working in Blender. I mean, those are really simple. Just looking at it, I think with this one I try to extrude on the normal of faces. With this one I just try to, for example, if I would do that now, I guess I used a cube, put that to the side, and then scaled it down. Then went in here, extruded that up a little bit more, scale it down. Then I just extruded that up. There you go. Just try to get used to the workflow with modeling like that, using all the tools, scaling, extrusion, insetting faces as well, as you can see in here. If I do that now, if I want to redo this inner piece, just insetting the face, there you go. Maybe scaling it down so it fits better, and then just extruding, and there we go. We have basically the same pillar. With this one, it's pretty easy as well. Just making a cylinder, put that to the side over here, scale it up, there you go. And then I guess I put in 2 cuts, scale them up like that, and then just selected some of these like that, and then I said Alt-E, extrude faces along normals, and there you go. You can now extrude them along their normal. Easy stuff. But thus, that's, I think, one of the first Blender projects ever from me. So let's go into another one. Let's see, what else do we have here. Next up, we have a chair. This one looks like it's later. Abstract stuff, 31st. Let's see what that looks like. Abstract shapes version 1. There you go. This is basically just the same stuff, just trying to learn the tools using, I don't even know what I used for this one. Oh, I know what I used. I used a torus and then just cut off some of these. I guess I went in here and then selected some of these loops, removed them, and then, for example, remove these. Then just chose one of these loop cuts and then extruded them. Easy stuff. And then just, I think I made a new one, made another torus, put that over here. Oh. Put that over here, and then just connected those by deleting this half or quarter and then just connecting these faces. That's how I did this. This one I just did by using 2 toruses and then connecting those by deleting the faces down there. And with this one, just using the extrusion tool and scaling and all that to create these shapes. So pretty easy stuff. Let's look into some more stuff. Abstract shapes version 2. Okay, so this actually uses subdivision. As you can see, these are more round shapes. If I make this window a little bit smaller, we can actually see that. Let me switch back to Blender view. There you go. Now I'll set this window up how it's supposed to be. This will be easier then for you to see everything like that. Okay, so this uses more subdivision. As you can see, this one uses a subsurf modifier with 3 just to add these nice round shapes in there, working with like my first tries at using modifiers. Pretty simple stuff, but this one just making some sort of like handle or something, and then applying the subsurf modifier. Also playing around with the mirror modifier. Usually it looks like this. I even forgot to delete the face, I think. So it's not really clipping, but it's like it's activated, but it's not really clipping. And with this one, what is this? Oh, just a extrusion. I guess I just added, just added like 2 cuts in the middle of a cube. So put a cube in here, then say put in 2 cuts, one right there and one right there, and then just scale them down. And there you go, we have the same shape. Easy stuff. Okay, let's pull up some more. Let's pull up the abstract shapes version 3. Oh yeah, then I looked more into making or using or shaping the subsurf modifier by making these sharp edges using the, like adding just more loop cuts and putting them close to the edges where they're supposed to be sharp. And then seeing the comparison between no sharp edges and using these sharp edges right there. So easy stuff. Let's look into some more like interesting stuff. Let's see. So I'm gonna show you now what we're gonna recreate today. Or actually, let's look into this anvil first. I think that was a project I did where I followed the tutorial of dude, I can't remember the name now. That's kind of awkward. Blender Guru, that is the correct name. I did the anvil tutorial from Blender Guru, just going through all the steps, learning how you can make these. Just the whole anvil, basically, using the Boolean tool to cut out a hole in there, and as well going in here and adding some more details. Easy stuff. I mean, not really easy, but some nice stuff in the beginning. Then let's see, what else do we have in here? A chair. Let's see what the chair looks like. Oh, that's from the 24th of January. I think then this is one of the first Blender projects I ever did. Just a very cube-like chair, which is a very chunky chair. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. You can see that it's the chair, so job done, I would say. Maybe not well done, but I mean, it's a beginner chair, so we don't expect too much. It was from the 24th of January. And of course a good old cup as well. Look at that, easy peasy with the handle, kind of like a cube, but just to learn more about using the tools and just getting better at them. Let's see, what else do we have here? Let's now look at the project we're gonna recreate today. So my first idea was, let's pull up maybe version 1A first. So this is the first version of the project I want to recreate today. As you can see, I framed my first image and I added a cactus with some leaves, a vase or 2 vases, one of them is gold, and the other one is just, oh, no materials, or are they still loading? Oh, there you go. Okay, the textures are missing. We had a cactus, some leaves, 2 vases, and some nice textures. A gold vase and just a concrete vase, I guess. And this was basically my first try at adding textures and using them on objects. And also, I think I even UV unwrapped this. Yeah, you can see these red lines in there. And also using textures, using them like procedural textures. For this one I used a noise texture to create some sort of, I guess, concrete wall. And yeah, that was one of the first like full projects I did. I'll show you the finished version as well. I added some more stuff, version 1D. Let's see. There you go. This is the final first ever finished render I did. There's a texture missing over there in the window. Also, is it like freezing? No, it's not frozen. It takes a while. We could maybe go to the material preview. That should be easier. And there you go. You can see I added a nice chair with these strings. I also added a nice pillow. That was probably the first try from me at using the cloth modifier or cloth simulation. Also, you can see some tea and also a tea bag. I think for this one, for the string, I used a curve. Is this a curve? No, this is not a curve, but wait, hold on. Yeah, you can see. Just adding, I think is it a curve? No. It's oh, so I converted this to a cylinder, but it was a curve before. Okay. So yeah, also this lamp as well. This was the first ever finished project I did. And this is also going to be the one project we're going to recreate today. Let me show you a few more and then we can start and recreate this. Of course, let me pull up some more, maybe some more progressed stuff. We have a kitchen. So for this one, I can show you I can't even, wait, do you have reference? No, we don't. Okay, well. So for this one is from the so I started this project on the 2nd of March. Let me pull it up real quick. There you go. As you can see, some vases. Is this the earliest version? Seems like it. Is it? Oh no. Wait, hold on. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, we have one. Oh, this is actually from the February. I started this in February. Don't save. And there you go. This is the first part of the big project, my first ever big project. What I basically wanted to do is recreate a architectural photography. I can show you the final render, which kind of resembles the final image. Let's go into the image editor, pull this image in there, and there you go. That's the final render of this project. I can show you some of these models in a second, just to show you what I was trying to model. This is not the photo, of course. This is the render of the final version. Let me pull out the final version so we can look at that as well. This one right there, open it. There you go. You can see it's already nicely set up. And this is the final version of my kitchen. As you can see now, the chair is fully done. I also added some textures to it. I don't know, I think they're all gone now. But that's why everything is pink. But you can see I worked on these details, like this handle and all these knobs and all that. It took quite a while, but yeah, that was basically the first finished big project I did. I was kind of proud of it because it looked kind of like the image. So I achieved what I wanted to achieve. This bump map is really heavy. But yeah, in general, the shapes aren't that crazy. For example, like in here, I think I screwed up some of these parts, but in general, like making this cupboard, I guess, or like, what do you call it again? Let me just quickly pull it up. I always forget how you call this. Of course. Yeah, cupboard or cabinet. Like this is pretty simple to do. Just adding a few more handles as well, which are easy to do. They're not one object, they're two. And of course these lamps are pretty simple as well. I think I spent most of my time tweaking the materials rather than modeling all the stuff, because I mean, yeah, the modeling part is kind of simple in this one. Okay, so next up, what else do we have here? This is from the 8th of March. This is the final version. That was done in 8th of March. Okay, what else do we have here? We have some chess figures, or figurines, I guess. Oh, nope, wrong window. Put that in there. Don't save. And there you go. Some chess figurines. Let's see, material preview. Everything is gone, of course. I haven't saved my textures. But yeah, you can see just trying to make some more, I guess, organic shapes with these round figurines. This I don't even know, king, I guess, and then this horse or rider. I don't even know what you call those in English. And yep, then also added like a checker texture on there, so we have an actual checkerboard or chessboard. Let me go further into another month. Let me go into April. April, I mean. April. So the first one we have here is from the 4th of April. Oh, I know what this is. Okay, so just to preface, this is my first attempt at making a bust or like a human in Blender. As you can see, it turned out great. Of course, you can see the resemblance of any person, of course, with this flat head with like no geometry on there, and yeah, looks just flawless. This one was my first attempt at modeling a character in Blender. As you can see, not really that experienced with all of this, just adding a few cuts in there, drawing something, and yeah, well, that's my first try at like modeling a character. For this one, I actually like used vertex modeling, or just, for example, creating a cube and then going in here and adding some more volume and all that, like working with these vertices and points and edges. But in the future, I use sculpting for that. But this one is done with only vertex modeling, which is also why it looks so weird. Okay, let's go to the next one. Then I had a few. Oh, there are also a few sculpts. Let's go into the next model I did. Open that up. So you can see I tried to work with some mirror modifier, like with a mirror modifier. Actually, did I? Yeah, I think I did, but I applied the mirror modifier. Just like making this kind of staff. And yeah, it's just a staff. Kind of simple. Nothing very special about it. I added these small horns by just, for example, going in here, making a cube, then putting in 2 cuts, horizontal and vertical, and then if you select the vertice, press Ctrl B, and then V, you can bevel the vertice, and then just using this, extruding it, rotating it, extruding it again, maybe making it a little bit smaller, rotating it again, and there you have it. That's basically how I made those horns. Okay, so still pretty simple stuff. Oh, I messed up there, actually. Is it? Oh, yeah, it's messed up. Okay, so yep, still pretty simple. Still using just modeling tools, just getting better at those, still enjoying the process. And then at some point I switched to sculpting. This is my first sculpt I did. Oh, I remember this. Okay, let me pull it up real quick. Let me pull up this one. Don't save it. This one's actually quite, like, a little bit bigger. No response from Blender. Too big to pull up. I think I spent quite a while on this. and I put in so many vertices because I went into so much detail unnecessarily. Let's see if it actually renders. Hopefully my PC doesn't crash because of Blender. Let it just load for a sec, maybe. So as you can see, I also just started, like, first of all, learning the tools. That's what you saw in the first month. Just applying all the basics tools to create some interesting stuff. Like just making some projects using these simple tools. And then I went more and more into detail, adding modifiers, for example, adding stuff like a whole scene with the kitchen or the shelf. Oh, there it is. Let's see, let's look at it. And as you can see, I even went into here using the array modifier. Actually, no, I didn't. Oh, so I just duplicated it. Okay, well, that works as well. For these, if you go into wireframe, you can see they're so dense because I just went in there and used the sculpting tools using my game, or not my gamepad, my graphics tablet, just sculpting this mushroom. And yeah, that's the first sculpt I did. Pretty simple. I think I would even say a mushroom is it's a pretty good first project to do if you want to like learn sculpting, because it's a pretty simple shape and it teaches you about most of the general tools in the sculpting branch or sculpting tab. Okay, my Blender is freezing again. Okay, let me look back. Let me open another sculpting project. Oh, we have one where I try to sculpt a rose. Don't save it. Let's see. So I tried to model a rose, but I just at some point gave up. Just because it wasn't really looking right. Maybe if I would have like kept working on this, I would probably get it right. You can even see some thorns in there. But I didn't like it, so I just canceled it. That's just one thing maybe you can keep in mind. If you don't like what you're working on and you don't think it's gonna get better, then just cancel it and work on your next project. So for this one, I had a concept in mind. That's usually how my projects start. I have either an inspiration or I have like some technique I want to try. For this one, I just wanted to see if I can use, for example, planes and apply a subdivision modifier, then putting in some cuts to change the shape. Oh, like that. And just making this petal and then working with this, modeling this some more and trying to make a rose out of it. This is how this came to be. Just trying to see if I can make a rose out of just subdivision modifying a plane, basically. Okay, let's look into some more sculpting. Oh, this one is pretty good. This is one of my finished renders, actually. Is it? Let's see. Oh yeah, for this one I even made a custom texture. So I unwrapped my model. As you can see, a character from Destiny 2. Dax. I used sculpting to create his helmet, and then I retopologized it. Just using retopology, then using curve modifier to make this, or actually I just used the curve for this horn. And then I also, let's see if that still is applied. Oh, you can see at least these colors are applied. I think it's still loading. Yep, they're still compiling the shaders. You can see I even worked with some displacement textures. I think there's just I think I used a displacement. Oh, that's messy. Let's see, did I use a noise texture? Okay, so I used a procedural texture to create this. this displacement. And also, as you can see, this displacement, or back in the day, I think it was 2.71 or so, you didn't have the principled BSDF you have right now. So the shader principled BSDF, basically everything you see in here, except maybe for maybe all of this, you can find now in the principled BSDF. That is why everybody uses it so much, because it just it just includes all of these shaders, so you don't have to set all of this up all the time. In the beginning, you had to use a mix shader with a diffuse BSDF and then also a glossy BSDF, applying a Fresnel shader and all that, and setting that up all the time is quite annoying. So at some point we got the principled BSDF, and that made our lives way easier. As you can see, also I added some bump textures in here, some custom bump textures. So I painted my own texture in here. As you can see, this is my own texture, and also this blood splatter with my own custom bump map as well. So this is one of my earliest finished projects, actually, with a full render and textures and all that. And yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. This is from, let's see, can I see when it is from? It's from April still, beginning of April. So I guess what would that be? I guess, so 2 or 3 months roughly of practice. I would say 2.5 months of practice. Let's see, we have some more projects in here. Just I saw in a thumbnail on YouTube and wanted to recreate something similar, or make something similar rather. Maybe this is loading, maybe not. Let's see. Render to 500, that's a lot. Let's see, is there anything loading? I don't think so. Looks like it's struggling. I don't know why these old files take so long to render. But yeah, just adding some random shapes to the scene, adding some water at the bottom. Also working with procedural textures, trying to make some parts of this ground diffuse, and some of that ground glossy, like water. Also adding a nice wave texture. Is it a wave texture? I don't even know how this works. Why is it this doesn't make sense? Where's the bump map? Okay, I guess, well, okay. Never mind, let's just go ahead and look at some more, and then we'll start the recreation. Let's see. Let's go. Oh, we have some more sculpts. We have our first head sculpt. Let's see what that looks like in comparison to the first head I did. Oh, let's do that again. Of course, I had to open this. This is from the 15th of April. Oh, hello. So this is my first ever head sculpt. Just seeing the first, I think I followed a tutorial for this, explaining some of the basics of head sculpting. Yeah, this is the first sculpt I did ever of a human. And also of a crewman. The first I ever did in sculpting was the mushrooms you saw before. Doesn't look too bad in my opinion, but of course there's still much to improve on. Let's look at a few. Let's go to the next month. This is June. No, May. This is May. We have an axe. Let's look at a few more. I just modeled an axe. I saw a tutorial and wanted to recreate it without looking at the tutorial. looks kind of okay. Kind of low poly though. And also the topology could probably be a little bit better. But in general, I mean, I've hit my goal, so that's all I wanted. Let's see. Oh, we have our first beauty sculpt. This is the first like finished heads or character sculpt I ever did. And the first ever like finished character sculpt, of course, to this day was a likeness sculpt or a recreation of a character or person. I can show you the final image and also the reference image. Oh, there you go. Also adding some hair, some particle hair, working with this as well. You can see the hair in there. Pretty rough, pretty like just too straight in my opinion. Also, like still kind of struggling with the main shape of the face. Trying to keep the structure in mind. You can see it's still like not looking too good. But that's the first finished character sculpt I did. Let me show you the... Oh, let me pull up the image window and then we can pull up the... So those are the renders. This is the first render I did of the sculpt. And the final one is right here. There you go. As you can see, this is the final image or the final render of this sculpt. And I'll show you the reference real quick. I actually saved these references. And for this one, I actually had quite a few good pictures. My original plan was actually to make a whole body, rather than just stopped at the shoulders, basically, or the neck. Let me pull up an image. There you go. This was my reference. I mean, you could kind of see it, but of course, it's there's much you can improve. You can improve on. Material preview, let's see if we can still see some color or if everything is magenta or pink. Or if this just takes too long. As you can see, adding some textures. Okay, no, so I added a texture actually, a procedural texture if I see that correctly. But I haven't used a bump texture on this one. So, yep, that's the first finished character sculpt I did. And the first one, of course, is a likeness sculpt, because why start easy, I guess. I was always like into recreating characters or people in real life or artwork, 2D artwork. That was just always my type of work I wanted to do. Let's look at another one. This is a character or an enemy from the game Destiny 2. A game I frequently play, or played at least back in the day. Let me pull up the final sculpt. This one's quite detailed actually. I even typed in the amount of time it took me. So for this one, I guess, okay, you can see it. This one, I guess, took me around, more than 3 hours. Let's see if we can get the material preview. Oh, actually we don't need to. We can just pull up a second window and then I can show you the rendered view. There you go. Let me pull up the final render. There you go. As you can see, the shaders are still very simple. Not really much going on, no bump map or anything. Just working on the main model itself, trying to sculpt everything I wanted, and just trying to execute what I had planned or I had in mind. I think that this looks actually pretty cool. This is from 2019 May. So this would be 5 months of practice, I guess. Or like roughly 4.5 months of practice. Let me now show you the the second character render I did. The second finished, or actually third if you include this one as well. The third final finished character sculpt. Don't save it. And oh, you can see it down there. There you go. The second or third character sculpt I finished. This one I think looked pretty cool, but still struggling with the main proportions of the head. Also for this one I applied an image. Let me see if I can pull it up. I used a background image, even custom textures as well. I used a background image for the... So this was my reference basically. I put this into one of the cameras so I can basically trace my model to these proportions, or at least compare it. If you now look at the final result, I mean, it looks kind of similar, but not really. So if you look at this, it's okay, but as you can see, what I would improve on would be the hair in there, for example, or I mean, as I said before, in general, the proportions and just anatomy of the face and the hair as well. Still looks kind of simple and not really like hair. Let's go into the last piece I want to show you, which will be the... Actually, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the sculpt I'm basically like, I think was the most successful in terms of... in terms of like the end result. And then I'm going to show you the last piece I did. Let's see. Oh, there it is. So this one's from... Wait. Oh, this is from January of 2020. So 1 year ago. A little bit more than 1 year ago. And now with this sculpt, I had 1 year of experience in using Blender. Let's see. As you can see, I tried to make a full model, not only the head, but also the body. Let's see if I have the final render. I do. Let's see if this one's more like the one I wanted to see. Okay, this one's the... I think this one's the final model of the head. I can show you the image or the person it was based off of. Let's see, let me pull up the reference real quick. I saved them right here. Right there. See what's the reference. So of course, I definitely got better at getting the proportions right. Still, one of my struggles up until like recently was the ears. The ears are way too big. You should keep your ears between the eye height and the nose height. This is just way too big. But I think in general, this definitely looks way better than the first finished render or character sculpt I did. Let me show you the final render. If I still have that. I should have it. Let's see. Oh, there it is. It this one? Yep. This is the final render of this piece. I think it looks pretty cool. This is 1 year ago, basically 1 year and 1 month. And now I'm going to show you the most recent sculpt I finished. And then we're going to recreate the final. I mean the project I told you before. So let me go into 2021. So just to compare this one to the most recent one I finished. Lighting. Oh, actually, yeah, we can use this. So this is the most recent sculpt I finished, using stuff like hair particles for the eyelashes and curves for the hair, and just like getting better at the fundamentals and proportions. And as you can see in here, if we put that to rendered view, oh, why does it take so long? Oh, there it is. You can see this is the most recent image or the most recent character sculpt I finished. I'm working on a new one right now, but yeah, just to compare between this one and the previous one we saw lies like 1 year of learning and sculpting and all that. So now that we've seen some of my, like the progression of my art throughout 2 years of using Blender, we're gonna go over and open the project I want to recreate, and then we're gonna recreate it and see how much better we can make it. So let me just quickly pull it up. It's this one right there. And there we go. This scene is the one we're gonna recreate. So what I'm gonna recreate is, I guess, so the most important part for me is this one. Can we see some textures? I don't know. Okay, so everything is gone. But this is the reference we're gonna use, and I'll try to make it better and make it look more to the current standards of me, or my current standards. So yeah, let's do that. Let me just go in here. Maybe we can use let's make a new scene first. Okay, let's open my usual Blender file, and then we can go over and start. Just adjusting my window, of course. Okay, so let me pull up the reference so we know what we have to compete against. Right there, and there you go. This is the final render from 2 years ago. So I guess we know what we're working against, or what we try to recreate. So I guess just let's start and do it. So first of all, let's make the layout of the room pretty simple. Just make it plain first for the ground. Let's set up the camera using a simple focus point. Put this into the geometry, just sorting everything out. Going in here, using a damped track, like the focus empty. Okay, we can then say it should follow using the negative z-axis, and there we go. Now we can go into camera view, and first of all, position our camera. Maybe we should put in some walls first, so we actually have something to orient ourselves. What we're going to use is a cube. Actually, no. What we're going to use is just a plane, I guess. Like that. Or nope, let's just use a... Oh, go in here and cut some cuts in here. First of all, for the wall, we go in here, make 2 cuts right there. Like that. We can remove this face and pull up the walls. There we go. And we have the walls. Easy peasy. Now we can position the cameras a little bit better. Maybe put it further back. Also put the focus point somewhere else. Maybe put this to not a damped track. Or actually we can keep it a damped track. Then put the camera further away. Also put this maybe to a lower focal length, maybe 50. Okay. Let's place this camera. Okay, like that. maybe even closer. I want to see the edge of the wall. Just the rotation. Like that. Also, just pull it back a little bit more so we see the edge. Okay, now we of course need a roof, so we just connect those again. Like that, make a... I guess just go in here, extrude that, put that in there, copy the X coordinate, and make a nice base. And the room is finished. Now, to get the window in there, let me just change the position a little bit to get some more of the room in the scene or in the frame. Like that. Maybe change the focus point a little bit more to the right. It's kind of tilted right now, so let's adjust that. Okay. So, to get the hole in there, what you can do is just go in here and add a cube. We can then go in here and say Boolean, select this cube. We can hide this cube or make it see-through using the bounce display setting. Then go in here, Boolean. Let's see. Union intersect, no difference. So I want to remove this hole, not just like I want to cut in there, not just make like an indent. How you can do that is, let's see. I can't remember how you do it. So for this one, I just put in like a few cuts and then put in the window, but I try to make it a little bit more modern and actually make it like dynamic and changeable later. So let's see if we can actually do it. Union, intersect, nope, that's not what we need. What we need. What if I close this? This shouldn't be what we need. What if we just make this bigger? Way bigger. Okay, well there's okay, what we're gonna do is close this room like that. Okay, oh, actually we need to make it a little bit bigger, so we pull this back. Okay. Now if we make this cube bigger, can we actually cut in a hole? No. But why? Why would you do this? I guess we just use cuts then. Okay, so let's remove these faces again so we can actually see into the room. And then put in the cuts we need. So one up there. One down there, I guess. And let's see. Put in one right there. And that's it. We could maybe put in one right there. Okay. Let's remove this face and we have our window. So, next up. The first thing I'm going to model is this shelf. Maybe I'm going to even add some more shelves. But for now, let's do the first shelf. I think I even modeled around the wall. It isn't really necessary, so what I'll just do is go in here and make a plane, go closer, and I'm gonna move this to the side by 1, and then I'm gonna recreate the shape, put this maybe higher so it sticks to the surface. I say use the snapping tool, maybe put it to a similar height. Okay, like that. I'm gonna model it around there as well, just to do it exactly the same. Oh, we have to remove the snapping tool, then make this longer. And then we go up here. Go to the front again. There you go. We use both of those to extend them. And then we extend them to the around the corner. There you go. I think I connected them as well, so we'll just do that. And there we go. And now to add some thickness, we can use the solidify modifier. We can adjust the thickness, make it thicker, put it to the inside of the faces. And there you go. We have the shelf. Next up, what we will add is the lamp. Actually, let's do the frame of the window first, or the window itself. So what I'll do for that is just use a cube. Oh, let's put it back here. Use a cube, make it smaller. Trying to determine the width of the or the thickness of the frame or the door, window, whatever you want to call it. Then what we can do is just apply. Actually, I mean, what we could do is just go into the middle. Right there, I would guess. We can see if that's the middle. Yep, it is. So we can then just say mirror the x-axis, correct? Then just move this using clipping. Move this to the side, and there you go. Now we have a mirror modifier, and we can work more effectively. Put this more to the side, to the inside. Oh, I forgot to select the whole edge loop. Why is it not selecting the whole edge loop? Why would you do this to me? Now I have to select all the edges by myself. Okay. The thickness, I think, is good like that. Then we go in here. Oh, wait, what? There's... Hold on. Okay. I guess let's remove that for now. Also these. This one down here as well. Okay, now let's extrude this. And extrude it up as well. Do the same up here. To the middle, and there you go. Now we have our frame. We could even make it a little bit thinner. Oh, we have to remove this face in the middle as well. There you go. Oh, one more. Okay. Now we can move this down. Maybe include these edges as well. Okay. We could even put this to the ground, so selecting these and putting them down. Of course, I have no reference, working just off of my head, how this could work or could look like. This would probably look way better with actual reference, but oh well. No excuses. We can then just use this for the middle part. There you go. And to not have to duplicate this, we can just use the array modifier. Make the factor offset or the factor higher. Maybe like that, and then increase the amount. Looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit to the left, and there you go. Okay. Next up, what I'll do now is the, let's see, I guess we could do the lamp first, which shouldn't be too hard. What we'll do for the lamp is just add a cube first. I think it has 3. Yeah, it has 3 feet or legs, I guess. So what we'll do is scale this up, scale this down, put this more down here, and then pull this down like that. We can then put this more to the outside. Actually, we can use all the, like the whole object. Put this off center like that. Actually, let's put it just like on the x-axis like that. Then what we can do is just select the bottom face, pull it to the side, make it smaller, scale it down, maybe scale this up, make it bigger. Then we can go back to the top view, just so we make sure it's off center, like that. We have our first foot. To add more, we can just go in here, go select everything, and say we want to rotate around. Oh, hold on. Cursor to selected, now it's right there. And then we can say we want to rotate around the 3D cursor, select everything, duplicate, rotate on the z-axis by 120 degrees. There you go. Actually, we need to position them, like reposition them. Let's do that real quick. Just pulling them more off center and then doing the same. There we go. One more. Nice. Now we have our 3 feet or legs. We can then just add a nice cylinder with, how much do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 faces. Radius is okay. Make it smaller. Put it in the middle. Go closer. And then fits quite well. So what we'll do is make this a little bit long. Oh, switch this back to median points, which make this a little bit longer. Make it, actually we don't need to make it thinner now. Actually, yeah, let's make it thinner now. Make it thinner in here, and then go in here. Make 2 cuts. One right there and one maybe right there. Should be good. Just select all these 3 faces and extrude them along normal. And there we go. Just to connect these pieces to the actual lamp, we can remove this face, these ones as well. Then we could say, actually, let's keep this. We then just push it upwards so it's not as big. Maybe we can give it some details later. Now what we'll do is go in here, use a subdivision surface, giving it some more edge loops to define the shape some more. Like that. Just making the edges sharper, as I showed you in one of my most earliest projects, working with subdivision and making edges sharper. Just adding these loop cuts will do that. Down here as well. There you go. Looks pretty okay. Maybe one more down here, one more up here, and there you go. Looks pretty good. Now we go up here. We want to make this part smaller, so we go in here, add a second loop cut, and then we just select all the faces and scale them down on the Z and X axis. I mean Y and Z axis. As you can see, like that. Now it's smaller, maybe a little bit more. Adding a few more loop cuts to make this sharp. And there we go. Nice. So of course we want to make this sharp up here as well. So what we'll do is just add another loop cut. There we go. Now what else do we have in here? Of course the lamp. I think for the lamp I just added a... I guess I added... We can just work with this a little bit more. We go in here, use this face. Scale it up. Extrude and scale it up, and then extrude it some more. To get this small thingy in there, the connection between the like stick, whatever you want to call it, and the light bulb. Putting in a few more loop cuts like that, and then going in here, doing extrusion and scaling one more time, and extruding it up. There you go. We can then inset this face, just extrude it down so we have this nice cup shape. Put in some loop cuts to define the shape some more. Get them some more defined edges down here as well. There you go. Also in here and in here. And as you can see, we have our light bulb holder. Now we add the light bulb. Pretty simple. We use a icosphere. Put this up here. Oh no, not an icosphere. We use a UV sphere. Make it smaller so it fits as a light bulb, maybe like that, maybe a little bit bigger. Okay. We can then just say apply a subdivision, and we select these faces and extrude them down. Looks kind of weird right now because we can still change the shape. Pull this down. And I think this looks good enough. We can then change the scale to like have it proportional to the holder like that. Okay. We could, if we want, we could add some like the what do you call it? The like glowing part in the middle as well. Maybe I'll do that. Actually, oh, let's do it. So let's go in here. We need, let's put it up here first. So what we need is a cube. Make this very, very small. Scale it on the X and Y axis. There you go. Then move it off center. Apply a mirror modifier. There you go. We then select the top face, pull it up, pull it more to the side. There you go. And then we need the wire in the middle. So to do that, what we could do, I think I know how I can do that. We can go in here, pull this down, make a face out of that, and then use a screw modifier. And put this to screw, pull this further out. Also, if we put this off center, you can see we have this nice spiral. We can then say, actually it doesn't really look like a screw because it's like distorted. Oh, hello. Okay, so if we use the y-axis, like that, for example, We can then say combine that with an array modifier. Put this to 0 on the x-axis, but 1, I guess, on the... not 1, maybe 0.5. Oh, that's a little bit too much. Fit that in there. It doesn't have to be completely perfect, but would obviously be better. I mean, as good as we will get it, I guess. Come on, let me put that on there. A little bit less, 6 maybe. Oh, there you go. This should be good. We can then increase the count like that. There you go. And we have the spiral in the middle. What we can do with this, what we can do first, of course, we can make this a little bit thinner, which will destroy the array. We can adjust that one more time. Yeah, this should be good. We can then make this smaller, of course, first. Change the position. Make it even smaller. Like that. And what we can do is go in here. Position it correctly. We need to... so it's not like clipping through the object. We have to change the clip start to point like something smaller. Now we can go closer. We then move this wire down there, rotate it on the x-axis so it's actually like this. There you go. We need more, but what we can do is just go in here, say cursor to selected, use a curve path. We then scale it down, change the path. We just need 3 of these dots, so we can remove this one. Nope, we can remove this one as well. We can scale it up. And then we can move this one up. So we have this nice bow in there. We can then go in here, say, close these or minimize them and say curve. Apply the curve. And there we go. We can then just say array. Not relative offset. It is count. Can't you? Oh, there it is. Fit curve. Select the curve and nothing happens. Why not? Do we have to put it after? Nope. I guess we just have to do it manually. Okay, well then just do it manually. Add a few more. And there you go. A little bit off center. Maybe if we apply the scale. Oh, not the scale. Apply the rotation and then change the deform axis. This wasn't a good idea. Okay, well I'll just adjust the curve and then that should work. Okay. Maybe we can add one more. Actually, that doesn't make a difference, so we'll just leave it like that. Put it to the end. Oh. Like that. Okay, now we have the wire in the middle, glow wire. I don't think we can make this as shiny as it should probably be, but we'll see. So let's just keep it like that to keep everything intact. Maybe change these poles right there, put them more into the middle, right like that. Okay, we can then say move all the stuff into the light bulb like that. Make it a little bit smaller maybe. They should be roughly in the middle. Okay. And then what we can do is just go in here, make these feet longer, or poles, whatever you want to call them. And there you go. You have your light bulb. Easy peasy. Then also, of course, the glass isn't completely thin. We need a solidify. Just a little bit, not too much. This should be enough. This will be beneficial later. Now, of course, we need the what do you call it? I don't even know. The stuff around the light bulb. So what we can just do is we have to go in here first, add 2 cuts. Then we go in here, select maybe this face, and this face, extrude them along normals, make them quite long, like that maybe. That's a little bit too big. Okay. Looks pretty good. Then we can put in a few cuts so this huge, like the arms stay pretty slim. Right now it looks like these wings. So we have to add these loop cuts to keep them from being so big. Like that, easy peasy, easy stuff. Adding a few loop cuts to define the sharp edges. Pretty simple. And there you go. Adding the same at the end. You can also just select the face or select all the faces. And then extrude them along the normal just a little bit more. So you added the loop cut that way. And that's the holding, like the structure that holds this this thing. I don't even know what you call it. Let me look it up real quick. The lampshade. So this holds up the lampshade. Now we're going to create the lampshade very, very simple. Just add a cylinder, put in more vertices, scale it down so it fits the radius of these pieces. And there you go. Make it not as big or like high. Remove these 2 faces. And there we go. Maybe put them a little bit higher, like that. We could maybe even say we put this higher than the... maybe like that. We can then say, select all of this over here as well. And right here. Pull this up, and there you go. Then we're gonna smooth this first, and then we're gonna add some thickness as well. Solidify. And there we go. Easy peasy. That's the lamp. Probably the legs are a little bit too long, so we can fix that real quick. Just selecting the bottom faces and pulling them up like that. We can then select all of this. We can select, yeah, all of this, and then say the parent should be the feet, object, parent object, and as now you can see, I moved the feet and everything moves. We put this into the scene. Make sure it is actually standing on the ground, and to separate these objects better, we can say color random. There you go. Put this more to the into the corner, make it a little bit bigger maybe. Like that. Okay. Actually a little bit smaller now. A little bit wider, okay. First object done. Now we're gonna add the vases in here. So the first one is this gold one. To do that, we can just... Oh, let's put that over here. Actually, let's put that on the wall. Oh no, let's put it on the ground. So we add a simple cylinder. Put this up by 1. And add a subdivision, easy peasy. Then we can say, actually let's put this higher, so we have some, let's remove this house for now. We can then say, inset this face. And also extrude it. What we can also say is, inset it one more time. Inset it twice actually. And then put this just a little bit higher. So we have this nice bow. Or this indent. Define these edges. And there you go. Easy peasy. First half done. Let's go to the upper half. Maybe put this a little bit higher so it's more round. And then we can go in here. Change the upper half. Inset this. Just a small extrusion. Extrude and scale. Extrude. There you go. Maybe make this one a little bit smaller, like that. Select the face up here, inset it one more time. And extrude it down. Maybe insert it in here as well. And there you go. Now to define the shapes again, just go in here, add a loop cut. Also add a loop cut down. Oh. Let's do that again. Add a loop cut. Add a loop cut in here. And as you can see, pretty simple. Maybe we can scale that down so it's not as big. And there you go. Put that on the shelf. Of course, it's way too big. There you go. Put that on there. Okay. First vase done. Now the second one, the vase is pretty simple. Just another cylinder. This is very simple. We could maybe give it some more detail by going in here, insetting this, extrusion, insetting, extrusion up, and there we go. And then add a subdivision, maybe even just one. Adding a few loop cuts. There you go. Very, very simple stuff. Making these edges pretty sharp. Okay, nice. Now the top half, we just maybe pull this a little bit higher, then inset this and extrude it. There we go. Of course, defining the edges again. And there we go. Go in here. Do the same. Okay, nice. Now we have the second one. Put that in there. Make sure it's actually standing on the shelf. And nice. This one's a little bit bigger. It's actually already bigger, so that's pretty good. Put that closer. It's, I think, a little bit wider, so we can do that real quick. Okay. Okay, so next up, let's make the cactus. Should be pretty simple. Just make a UV sphere. Go in here. Let's apply a subdivision. We can then just pull this one, this vertice, select smooth as our proportional editing, pull this down to get this shape like that. We can then also select this, change the shape some more. Maybe like that, okay. Then what we can add is these deeper creases. What we can just do is select a few of those. Every second one should be good. Do that real quick. I think there's even a key binding to just select every second edge loop, but whatever. Just scale them down. There you go. Very, very simple. What we can do now is, for example, the edges are still highlighted, so we can say Shift E to make these creases stronger. And there we go. That's our cactus. Easy peasy. We can put this cactus in this vase. Like that. Make it a little bit, maybe not as high, but a little bit smaller, like that. Give it a small tilt to the side. Okay. Easy. We need a little bit more space for the leaves. So let's do that. Okay. Let's add the leaves. Very, very simple. Just add a plane. Rotate it. Actually, let's rotate it first on the y-axis by 90 degrees. Then we can move it up the z-axis by 1. We can then scale it on the y-axis to make it very, very thin. Next up, we apply a subdivision. Also, make the base thick. Nice. And also, the top should be a little bit thinner. Then we can give it a nice bow shape by adding a cut in the middle and then just moving this cut over there on the x-axis. Okay, nice. Maybe a little bit more down here. There we go. We can then add some thickness using the solidify modifier. Very, very simple stuff. And there we go. Make this smaller and also not as long. There we go. What we can do now is just rotate it so it fits in here. And also, to get this bow in there, this nice like bow shape, we can just select these. First of all, we need to put in a cut in there, and then just select these two edges, and pull them to the side. There we go. Just duplicate this now, like that. Move it a little bit to the side. Rotate it. And there we go. Maybe make them smooth. This one as well. Nice. Okay. So that's basically done. Next up, the chairs. So for the chairs, what I did was pretty simple. I just used a circle, or I would use a circle now, world origin. You could probably also use a curve if you want, but I'm going to use a circle. Then, just checking if I'm still recording, okay. Then we go in here, select the top half, or the topmost vertice, select smooth, fold it up, move it on the y-axis, you get this egg shape, like that. Then what we can do is go in here, copy this, select everything, duplicate it, move it down, scale it down, scale it down. Actually, we don't need to, we just can remove these vertices. Add another circle, make it smaller, way smaller. Pull it down, not too far though. Also more over here. And there we go, we have to rotate this I think a little bit on the x-axis. And now, because they have the same amount of vertices, we can select those two and then say bridge edge loops, and there we go, easy peasy. One more thing we have to add is a subdivision and also a wireframe, and there we go. We have this cut right there. We could maybe remove this using just applying this, I guess, but what we can also do is just remove this, going in here, selecting this cut. Actually no, let's just selecting everything, subdivision, subdivide right there, and maybe even one more. Then we can go in here, delete these edge loops. Very, very simple. Oh, wait, what? Oh, only edges and fade. Oh, nope. Only dissolve edges right there. And as you can see, we have our nice chair. Then we can change the wire thickness. This looks a little bit better. So I don't think the threads of the original like chair were like this, but well, who cares? I'm just gonna keep it like that for now. We can then duplicate this, go in here, remove down here the edges, so we only have the top edge. Now we can say remove the wireframe and say skin. You can get this weird, whatever you want to call it. You can go in here, select, oh wait, I'm in the wrong model. We have to remove these vertices. Oh. Vertices, remove them, so we only have this edge ring. And now we can apply the skin modifier. We can change the like size by hitting Shift A. Nope, it's Control A. Wait, what? Is it a like? Oh, we have to select them. Control A to make it smaller. And then, of course, one more thing, subdivision surface. Put that to smooth. Doesn't work. We need more. Okay. Well, I don't know why it's not getting smoothed out, but whatever. I'm gonna make this a little bit thinner. There you go. Okay. We then have this. We need to add another thing down there. So we can go in here, add a circle. Put this down there. So we have the same frame that we have up there, down here as well. They're similar. I know I removed it before, but whatever. Okay, like that. We then say skin. Why is it not skinning the bottom part as well? Why would you do this to me? I do not get it. I guess what we could do is just duplicate this again. Go in here, remove the faces. Also these edges. Oh. Let's see. I can't select the edges, why not? Okay. Now I can select them, okay? So just select all of them. Dissolve edges. Oh, actually, only edges and faces. If we switch back in here, we can see these two rings are still there. So now we can say circle 3. Whereas, okay, circle 3 links the modifier with circle 2. Now it's, oh, of course. Like, come on. Like that. Link modifiers, there we go. Remove circle 2 and go in here. Select all of this. But why is it not doing it down there? Is it too small? What? Why? Why not? I don't get it. Well, I mean, if that's the case, then just remove this and add a torus down here. Make the minor radius way smaller, like that. Scale this down. Put this to the middle and use the align tool. Say X, like that. And then align this. If we don't like the thickness, an easy fix is to just use a displacement modifier, then change the strength. We don't even have to apply a texture. And this looks better. Just apply that and there we go. Now we have the sitting part. Next up, we need the feet basically. So let's select all of this, rotate it so we can sit in there like that. And next up, what we're gonna use is, I think for this one I just used not a mirror modifier, or maybe I used a mirror modifier. Let's see. Dude, this music is kind of annoying. Let's skip this. 4 minutes. Okay. Let me switch the station. Maybe switch it to classical. That's not really classical. Nope. Okay, there's only one song in this station. We then just use the good old lo-fi. Okay, so back to this. Next up, what we need is... we need the feet or the like stands. What we need for that is... let's see. First of all, I think I'm just gonna use the same technique I used before, which means I'll go in here. Say cube. Make this smaller. Oh, actually, cursor selected. Mesh cube. Then make this way smaller. Then yeah, I guess what we could do is just go in here, say mirror modifier, clipping, then we cut this in half, delete this half, like that, and there we go. We can then move this part further back, over here maybe. I can only gauge the length, so I guess like that maybe. Then use this top face, maybe even everything, make it a little bit smaller. Then use this top face, move that to the chair somewhere, I guess. Like that. Also, we can make a small feet in here, or foot, like that. Just go in here, select this, say extrude along normals. Okay, what is that normal? That's not really looking right. Extrude and scale then. Oh, wait, scale on everything except Z. There we go. Okay. We can then apply a subdivision surface. Define the sharp edges right here. This should be good enough, maybe. Down here as well. There we go. Also go in here. Add a cut right there. Okay. Then what we need is maybe scale this up a little bit more. Okay. Next up, we just select this. Let's see if that works. Actually, I don't think so. We need to go in here, add a new cube. Way too big. We need to untick that for a second, and now we can select clipping again. Now we go over here, make these cubes smaller so they're similar to the back foot. Put them to the frame over here, and then more up here maybe. We can then go in here and say it's still pretty big. Put it down here so it's supporting this frame. We then select this face down there. Go to the orthographic view so we see how deep we can go. Let's add a plane so we can see. Okay. Go in here, move this down. Okay, perfect. We then just move it forward. Like that. Then of course, add the foot. I don't know why this is so screwed. Okay. Then add a cut. One right there. One in here. One in here. There we go. Easy peasy. Go in here. Put one in there. Nice. And one last thing we have to add is the triangle in the middle that supports like holds all of these three together. So I guess what we could do is just put one in there, another one, select this, and get like extrude it on the x-axis like that. Remove the face. Okay. Put in the loop cuts we need to not make it look like wings. There we go. Then also we do the same over here. We just select this face. Oh, this face right there. Actually, we have to add the same cut in here. Let's see that in this view. Put it down there. Nice. Add one more. Okay. We can then say, use this and bridge it over here. Maybe this will end badly, but let's see. Bridge edge loops. Oh, okay, it actually looks pretty good. Add the cut in there. Go over here, do the same. And add a few more cuts in here, and then we finished the chair. Right now it looks quite similar, but I'm gonna add some more stuff. Okay. First, chair is done. We can now position it in the scene. Let me get back to my room. Let's parent all of this stuff to the feet, or the feet. There we go. Now we can position it. First on the floor, then make it bigger. To make it easier on ourselves, we can select these three. Or actually two. Actually no, let's just do it like that. Make it bigger. Not too big though, and put it on the floor. We can then move it over here. Actually, it can still be bigger. Okay, like that. Put this over there. This is the first chair. And now we add the second chair, just selecting everything. Put this over there. Easy peasy. There we go. We then need the table on the front, or the coffee table, I guess. We can do that as well using... Actually, let's see. I guess I just used a cylinder, put that to a 3 vertice, like triangle basically. Make it smaller. And then select these faces. Extrude them along the normal. Oh. Wait, what? Oh, of course. Extrude them along the normal individual faces. There you go. Easy peasy. We could maybe make this a little bit bigger. Like that. Easy. Then add in the cut. Or actually, let's just do it like that by selecting these faces and then extruding along normal again, determining the thickness of the table, legs, selecting the faces up here, scaling them up, and actually what we can just do is say cursor to selected, object set origin to 3D cursor, remove these faces, and then mirror on the Z-axis. There we go. Easy peasy. We can then make this smaller. If it's too small in terms of thickness, I think displacement should work. It looks pretty good. And there we go. We can then place it in the scene. Okay. Like that. Easy. Okay. Next up, the table itself. Pretty simple. Just go in here. Place it right there, for example. Say circle. Go in here, make it a face. Make it smaller, like that maybe. Then extrude it. Scale it a little bit more. Extrude it. I don't even know if that's correct. Maybe a little bit more. Scale it a little bit more. Then we extrude it and scale it one more time. Extrude it up. There we go. Then we insert the face. And we insert one more time. And we put it down there. And we have our table. Maybe a little bit too deep, but I think actually it looks pretty okay. Looks pretty okay to me. Let's then put that to smooth. Actually, let's add one subdivision level. Define these corners. Okay. Easy. Add 2 in there. Also add 1 in there. Actually 2. Okay. Also 1 down here. Actually 2. Okay. Nice. So for these glasses, yeah, I guess we could add them as well. So what we're gonna do is go in here and add a cylinder, one more, put that to 32, make it smaller. And then we just go in here, add 4 cuts, maybe scale them a little bit. Put them closer together first, and then select this one and this one. Put it higher. Select this one and this one. Put it lower. Then we select these 4 faces. Pull them out. We can make them, they're rounded a little bit, so we can make them flat by just scaling them on the x-axis by 0. Extruding it one more time. Actually, I have a new technique that I want to try by rotating them. Actually, let's add one more cut in here. Then, oh, hold on. Let's go back. What we're gonna do is delete these faces. And we're gonna add a torus. Maybe add the thickness can be a little bit bigger. How many segments do we need? We need one, I guess, one, two, 4, 8. 8 segments. And the thickness can be a little bit bigger. Like that. Okay. The major segments can be a little bit less. Oh, hello. 16 should be good. We then rotate it on the x-axis by 90 degrees. Scale it down. A little bit smaller. Put this higher. And then we delete these edges. Oh, nope, that was a mistake. We delete these faces. Faces. These ones as well. Now, what we can do is... Oh, I deleted a face over here. Put that back in. Then we select these two. Say individual origins. I think that works. Well, not really. We can rotate them individually then. Make them pretty straight on the z-axis. Pretty simple. Okay. Then we move this. Select this whole thing. Move it closer. And we can make these two cuts a little bit bigger. Like that. And then we connect the faces. We need to add one more cut in there. Also one more cut in here. And now let's add the faces. Maybe this bottom piece can be a little bit lower. Like that. Also up here, the same. Okay. Now add the faces. Oh, wrong face. Nope. Oh, come on. There we go. Do the same up here. Very simple stuff. Okay. Now we have the handle. Next up, we add the thickness. So we select the top face. And just... Actually, oh, hold on. What I wanted to do is extrude, scale it up, put it higher, extrude, scale it down, and then inset, put it a little bit lower, and then all the way down. Usually, like a few of these glasses have this edge at the top, which I wanted to include in this one. Make it rounder or like subdivided so we have better, like more smooth surfaces. There we go. We could maybe add a cut down there. Also up here maybe. Not too straight though. This should look pretty good. Also in here Down there we need to add okay, extrude it down, inset, extrude it up, and there we go. Maybe to see better we can pull it up. And then add some more cuts in here just to finish this cup. Okay, make this smooth, and there we go, easy peasy. Put this on the table. I think the table can be a little bit thinner. Okay. Then one more. Okay. So we're gonna add the T in there. Pretty simple stuff. Just use, say, cursor to select it, add a cylinder, make it way smaller. Almost done. We can then say, make it bigger than the model of the cup. Make sure it goes all the way to the bottom. It looks like it does. Then just say Boolean, select the cup, and there we go. Now we cut everything off that was inside of the glass. Apply that, and there we go. Now we have our T. Whoop. Nice. Okay. Next up. I'm not gonna add the T back. That's not, you don't really see it. So now I'm gonna add actually some more stuff, some new stuff. Before I do that though, I'm gonna add a glass to this window. Like that, easy peasy. Make it fill out the whole window. Okay. Now we can add some more of our own stuff. Save that first because I don't want to lose all my progress. Project creating old project. Okay, save that, and there we go. Now we can add our own stuff. First of all, what I'm gonna add is a carpet. Just easy peasy, as I said a million times now. Just add a cube, make it wider so it fits the whole scene. Maybe you're not even cube-like, round more. Then change the thickness. We can add 2 cuts in there, so it's actually thick. Okay. This looks pretty good. Maybe scale this down a little bit so it's more... Actually, that doesn't really do much, so let's not do that. Put this on the ground. Okay. Put both chairs on there. Looks pretty good. Okay. Next up, we're gonna add some hair to this, what do you call it? This rug. By Going in here, using hair, making the hair shorter first. Also, gonna go ahead and just mark this top face and say vertex group, hair, assign, and there we go. Now we can go into the properties of the particle setting. Field, wait, nope, vertex groups, density, hair. Now it should only spawn at the top, a few over there as well. What we could do for that is just inset it by 1, then go back to these ones, remove, only select this face, assign, and there we go. Doesn't really fix it. Well, I think it should be okay. We then go in here and say add more of these guide hairs, maybe 2000. Then let's push this table higher. This is in the ground. Also these chairs as well. Okay. We then go in here and say we want some children. Interpolation, and there we go. Very simple children. Now we can add, for example, not hair dynamics. Render can stay as path. Viewport display. Okay. Parting. Let's see, just change a few settings. Make it look more random. Clumping. A little bit maybe. Shape. More roundish. Okay, roughness. Like that. Endpoint. Okay. Also, oh. Okay. Random, a little bit more randomness. That should be good. The kink, let's see if we can add a kink. Curl is too crazy. Radial. Oh. Radial looks pretty good. Maybe not too crazy though. Okay. Now we can just go in here. Let's remove the walls first. Let's add more subdivision. So it's actually round. And now we can go to particle edit. Oh, that's an interesting distribution. Let's add a few more. Let's show the children as well. Options. Children. There we go. Add. Okay, it just didn't add anything. Why does it not add any? Oh, of course we have to put that to steps. Keys look pretty good. Count to 1. But I don't know why it's not adding the hair. What we can just do is not waste too much time on this. Change the strength to maybe 0.1 or so. Just move them around. Maybe switch the where is it? Light path, sampling. Nope, in here in the tools, options. Actually, you can't even change that. Okay, well, never mind then. Let's just change these hairs a little bit to make it a little bit more random. How they lay in there. Okay. There we go. Very simple. Just making a small rug. We can then go into render it view. change the thickness of these rug hairs in the hair shape setting. Put the tip to 0.5 maybe. Put the root to 0.5 as well. Maybe even a little bit smaller, 0.25. 0.25. Say close tip, nope. There we go. Also, viewport display, put that to 5 maybe. Okay, now they're a little bit more smooth. Okay, save that. The rug looks a little bit weird because there's like this. Let's actually remove the field weight. I think that's just hurting the overall look. Vertex group, I mean. Let's see if we change. Oh, actually we can't. Okay. What we can do though is just go back to particle edit and add a few hairs maybe. Well, I don't know why it's not adding more hair. That's so weird. So there's supposed to be one hair that's over here, but I can't see it. Apparently it's there, but yeah, as I said, I can't see it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Just adjusting some of the hairs because they look kind of weird. This one as well. Okay, I think that's okay now. Oh, there are a few that look kind of scrambled. Okay, that looks better. Oh, over here, so there's one more. Yeah, okay, I guess that's okay. Put that into rendered view. Maybe increase the number of children to 100 in the viewport. Save it one more time. Actually change back to 2 maybe, or 3. Well, let's keep it at 2. Okay, maybe not 100. Let's put that to 50. Okay, so now you can see these sections building. Let's see if we can fix that. Go in here. Oh. Go. I mean, particle edit. I don't know why it's not like. Okay, let's just take this one. Maybe we can just move it over. Okay, I guess that's just not working. I mean, we could just add another particle. Let's do that real quick. Just add another one. Make that hair. Then say length. What was the length for this one? 0.22. Maybe we should actually apply the subdivision. Now it works, okay. What if we then bring this... Oh, okay, well, I think this is broken now. So let's remove this real quick. Cursed. A good old cursed. Oh no. Okay, let's select all of this so that there's nothing spawning in there, no hair. Put that to no hair sign. There you go, go to the hair particle, I mean. Density, no hair. Reverse that, and there we go. We can then say interpolate it, put that to 50. Okay. Also 50 in the render. Also here shape, put that to 0.25 and 0.25. Okay. Next up, let's change it up a little bit by using the children's settings. For example, the length can be a little bit varying. So that maybe to 0.7 and then set the threshold. So some of the hairs are shorter than others. Next up, parting. Clumping as well. Adding some more texture in there, like that. Maybe the other way. Actually, no, this looks pretty good. Roughness as well. Size can be lower, like that. The endpoint can change a little bit. And random, just a little bit more randomness, and there we go. We have a nice rug. It may be even too long, so we can go in here and put that lower. Maybe 0.1. That looks better. Okay. Let's look at that in rendered view. Okay, so we have these bald spots, if you don't call it that. Maybe we can fix that real quick. Actually, what happens if we just add more parents? Oh. Okay, I think that fixed most of it. If we go to rendered now, save it. Yep, looks pretty good. There's one more bald spot, but whatever. Then we have the rug as a new prop. We also, I want to add a few more plants, which is pretty easy. Add a pot first. Another one of those. Then move this up by 1 on the z-axis. We can make a new pot. Let's see what we could do with this. I have an idea. So we go in here. Add one right there. Let's give this a subdivision first so we know what we're working with. Okay. Go down here. Then we inset this again. Put in 2 cuts right there. Put in 2 cuts right there. Just easy cuts. Just to define these corners or edges. Then we go in here. I add one more up here. Select these edges. Scale them down. Extrude. Scale. Extrude up. Inset. And extrude down. Scale so it's inside. And extrude it down. We don't need to go that deep, but whatever. Isn't that big of a problem. Make this corner a little bit sharper. Okay, also this one right there. And in here as well. I think the upper half can be, or the upper rim can be a little bit scaled, like smaller. Come on. We can actually just use the proportional editing, scale it down. Okay, easy peasy. Make this smooth, and there we go. Actually, we can actually make this a little bit lower, like that. Okay. We can then add some dirt. Very, very simple. Cursor selected. Add a plane. We can see, we can't see inside of this bowl, so we can just add a plane. Or actually yeah, let's add a plane. Put some subdivision on there. A few more. Scale it down so it's inside of the bowl right there. Okay. Now we have the dirt. And one more thing we would have to add is the plant itself. So what we can do is go in here and make, let's see, we could make a cube, I guess. Put this up here, scale it on X and Y. Very, very simple. Then we scale it up. Make it, give it a subdivision. Put in a, actually, let's put in 2. No, we just need 1. We just need 1 at the bottom. To give it some thickness. Okay, now we have the stem. We can then go in here, add a cut in there, select face up there, just to tilt it a little bit. Okay, then another trick. Let's see if that works. We use hair, make this a number of maybe 10. Okay, maybe apply the subdivision. And then also the rotation and scale. There we go. We then say the length can be a little bit shorter. Also, we can say the segments should maybe 5 or 8 rather. Then we need the viewport to be on 8 as well. Render on 8. And if we then include hair dynamics, what happens if we now get our time line? It falls down, perfect. We want to make them a little bit stiffer. Structure, stiffness, put that to maybe 10. I don't know how far you can go. Oh, perfect. Oh, almost perfect. Maybe 8. Okay. Now, one of my new favorite tricks is add a plane. Pull this over here. Then we scale this down. Make sure this corner is on the anchor point or pivot point. We move this edge over here. How many do we need? 8. So actually let's scale it wider. Move it over. Oh. This edge over here. Then we put in 8 cuts. like that. We can then select this face, for example, scale it down. This one as well. Actually, it'll be easier if we just select this edge right there. Nope, remove these first. These ones as well. Then proportional editing, root maybe? Like that. And in front, we use sharp. Actually, that looks kind of weird. So we use maybe sharp in here as well. Okay, now we have our leaf shape. What we can do now is unhide the stem part. Maybe give this a slight upwards tilt. Like that. Okay, that looks kind of weird. Maybe not. Let's just leave it like that for now. We can then go in here, modifier, particle instance, select the object, then create a long path. Children, nope, just regular. Coordinate space, world, okay. Keep shape. There it is. We can then align those two. Okay. Apply the scale. Oh, no, never mind. Let's do that again. Align. Apply the scale. Apply the rotation. Apply the location, I guess. Nope. Have to play around with it a little bit. I don't fully know what is going on. If we put that to 0, 0, 0, it's definitely closer, but not quite there yet. Oh, there it is. Okay, now we have to select this. Where is it? Oh, hello. Select the leaf. Rotate it on the y-axis by 90 degrees, and there we go. There it is. Now if we say, if we hit play, we get this nice bow shape. We should maybe add a few more. Maybe 20. Change the seed so they're located somewhere else. Quite a lot of them are at the bottom, which is kind of annoying. Come on. Why would you add them all at the bottom there? Let's change the stiffness maybe to 5. Let's just add more, I guess. 50. No, that's not really helpful. We want to see them up there and not only on one side. Can you change that source, faces, distribution random? Even distribution maybe? Jittered, faces, volume? Nope. Vertices? Nope. Maybe if we just... Oh, nope. Okay. Oh, now it looks different. Okay, well, okay. I mean, I'll take it. Maybe if we add a few more. Like that. Okay. That looks better. We can then apply the modifier. And there we go, we have our plant. Pretty rudimentary, but whatever. Not too bad. Hide that. And there we go. We should probably put that a little bit higher, so the leaves are not clipping with the actual vase. There we go. Put all of this. Oh. Maybe just go in here. Select all of this. Also this, and then pull it down. Okay. We can then select all of this, say parent. Let's make this a little bit smaller. This is kind of big actually. Let's put that to median point. That's better. Okay. Let's parent those things to the bowl and use this and put it over here. Give me my walls so we can see where I can place it. Over here maybe. Maybe push all of this more to the side. Okay. What is that? Is that the... Yep, that's the dirt. Okay. Okay. One more thing I'm gonna add is up here. It's quite empty up there. So what I'm gonna add is a simple, another shelf. We can use a simple cube. Put this over here. Oh. Maybe even two. So we could place one right there. And then add a second one over here. Like that. We can then go in here, remove these faces. In here as well. We then just say modifier, solidify, make it bigger. There you go. Even thickness. Actually, no, let's not use even thickness. Use the link tool to link the modifier to the other one. And there we go. We can then maybe just add this over there, or just, I don't know, put a statue in there or something. Let's see, maybe like this. Okay, we can then change this, maybe add a cut. Oh. Nope, do it. Oh, of course, like this. Extrude faces along normal. Just like, I'm just adding something in there. Okay. Like that. Maybe a few smaller ones of those. Okay. We can't really see it anyway, so not a big deal. Maybe one more thing down here. Just add a cylinder. Put that to 4. Go in here. Select these 4 vertices. And Shift X. Pull it down. So we have this pyramid. Okay. Maybe one more thing. Just a UV sphere. Make sure this is not intersecting. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Let's save that real quick. And let's see what it looks like in rendered view. Not really special, I would guess, because there's no light. But what I'm gonna add is one more thing, which is gonna be a... Actually... Yeah, I'm gonna add a ceiling lamp as well. I'm not sure what type of ceiling lamp. Let me just look at some things to get some inspiration. Okay. Like this, for example, or something very, very simple. Just a cylinder with 32 vertices. Pull this down by... Oh, nope. Pull this down. Scale it down. Very simple. Then we invert this. Nope, not like that. We say, oh, hello. Hold on. Okay, now everything should be visible again. We go in here, select this face, invert. There you go. Extrude in, and okay. We can then go in here, just add the same lamp. Actually, let's make this a little bit bigger, because we're gonna add the same lamp. Make it smaller. Add one more. And make this even smaller. Okay, easy. Okay. So, save it. And I think we could maybe add some more details in here. For example, what I mean is we go to the shelf. We could add a bevel modifier just to bevel these edges, maybe not too much. Just a little bit like that. Makes it look more realistic. Do the same in here, bevel. Not too much, of course. In here as well, bevel. And I actually got a pretty good idea. What I want to add is okay, let's just go in here and put a cut in there and remove this piece. makes it a little bit more interesting. Maybe even pull this down so it's not in the middle. Do the same in here. Maybe for this one, pull it up like that. And then over here, we do a small cut like that. Maybe for this one, then we should use even thickness. Okay, that looks better. We can go in here, say even thickness, and maybe just remove one up here. Remove this face and also this one over here. Nice. Just to make it a little bit more interesting and more modern, I guess, or expressionistic. Okay. Save that. Also, we can go to this stand. We can bevel these feet a little bit by selecting them. All the outer edges. Okay, now of course the top as well. We can just select everything and then bevel it. Not this way. Oh. Can we change the way we bevel those? Segments, profile, clamp, overlap, effect. Edges, outer, let's see. No. I mean, we could make it... no, that looks weird. Mode. Oh, there it is. Let's see if there's a good mode. Everything looks kind of weird. I think this one looks the best. Just to make it a little bit more realistic, because nothing is perfectly cut on a 90-degree angle. Okay, we can now go in here, make this a little bit more interesting. What we can do is just go and, for example, go in here. Maybe just scale this on the X and Z axis so we have more space. We can then say extrude along normals. Then scale it on the Y axis. So we can get this nice profile. Do the same again along normal. Scale on Y again, maybe make it wider. And once more, face along normals. One more time. And then... yeah, I think that's pretty good. Shouldn't be too detailed because then it wouldn't look modern anymore. Save that. Okay. Okay, I think the interior is pretty much done. We could maybe add one small thing in the front right there. Let's see. Just looking at some more references. So to see what we could add in there. I mean, we could also just leave it like that. We could maybe add a small image there. No. Oh, what I forgot actually is we need a cube right there. scale it on the... Actually, let's go in here and move it over there, and also move it on the x-axis by 1. Nope, by -1. So we have this corner. Go over here, make it thinner. Then scale it on the y-axis. Scale it on the x-axis. There we go. We then put in a cut right there. Come on, where's the cut? There it is. Put it over there. Very, very simple. And extrude. Okay. So now, of course, nothing is perfectly straight or a 90 degree angle. So we bevel this one as well. Maybe it's easier if we first go in here and inset this like that. Now select all of this, all of these edges, and do the same again. Okay, that looks better. And there we go. Perfect. Maybe they shouldn't be this far away from the actual wall. This looks better. We can then just go in here and pull this forward. Like that. Easy peasy. Okay. Now we even have something down there. Okay. We can make this smooth, just so it looks better. Oh. Okay. Save that. And there we go. The modeling part is done, basically. So, I think I'm gonna call it there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna finish this tomorrow. So the last things we would have to add would be the outside part. I think I'm gonna like put in a different image. I don't even know if I can find it again. The background image, I mean. Then I will add the materials for everything. I will probably even add some spikes to this cactus. And yeah, we're just gonna finish this image tomorrow, and then when we're done with this, we'll probably take like an hour or so. We will go over to the Lady Dimitrescu, and yep, that's gonna be the plan for tomorrow. I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna cut this recording right there. We've been recording for roughly 2 3/4 of an hour. So yeah, I guess we'll leave it right there. You can already see like the improvement. Like we've added the rug, we added this plant, we could maybe add another plant, and added this light up there. We kept this light back there and just added some more interesting stuff. And tomorrow we're gonna finish it. So maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe you just look at, like, you watch the video how I finish this. And until then, hope you have a great day. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And yep, I'll see you then. And bye.